Hello everyone, Michelle here. Welcome back to my channel. I have a Christmas DIY for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful light up, let it snow Christmas sign. Let me show you how to make it. To get started on today's project, you're going to need one of these wood cutouts that you can pick up from Dollar Tree that says Let It Snow. And then you're going to need a sign that the Let It Snow will fit on. I pulled this one out of my stash. I also picked this up from Dollar Tree. I like the shape, that it has a little bit of design here, that it's not just square. And I think the Let It Snow fits very nicely. It still has an even amount of space all the way around. So I'm happy with that. If it has any stickers on the back, you need to remove that, and go ahead and remove any hanger that it may have. Now to fill the holes here where the hanger was, I'm just going to be using some of the lightweight spackle that you can pick up over in the hardware section at Dollar Tree. Just push some into the holes, and then you want to let it dry before you paint. Just wipe off any excess. Here on your Let It Snow cutout, you just want to remove the hanger. You're going to need some of the faux snow, and this is the sparkly crystal looking type of faux snow that you can pick up. And then you're also going to need some white paint. Any white paint will do. This one is Apple Barrel. So I want to get a good coat of white paint on there, and while the paint is still wet, I'm going to sprinkle on some of the fake snow. Okay, so I have 2 coats on my Let It Snow here, and it is still wet. So I'm going to lift it up off of my wet paper here. Now I'm going to sprinkle my snow. And just lightly pat it into the paint. Shake off any excess. And then if you have any big clumps like on the sides, just kind of tap on it to get any of that excess off. But I think that looks really pretty, and it adds that extra little bit of sparkle. You want to set this aside and let it fully dry before we move forward. So here on our background, our filler here has dried. So I'm just going to smooth it out by doing a little bit of sanding to make sure that it's smooth. Now I'm going to paint the background here this really pretty French blue. This is by Folk Art, and this is Superior Coverage. It is a matte finish. And then once that dries, I'm going to do a dry brush over it with this really pretty Folk Art Enamels Sterling Silver. I want it to be nice and shimmery and have a blue cast in the background to really set off the Let It Snow. You want to let that fully dry before we move forward. Now my Let It Snow has dried, but I'm still getting some fall off from the artificial snow that I attached. So I'm going to take this outside and give it a good spray of Krylon Triple Thick Crystal Clear Glaze. This will set the fake snow so that it doesn't come off, and it'll also put a nice protective coating on this in case I decide I want to put it outside. Okay, so my base is all nice and dry. Now I have some of the sterling silver and some of the white out. And I'm going to be adding some distressing to the base here. And I like to use my little chip brush here for that. And I'm going to start with the sterling silver. Just dab in a little bit, dab off any excess. And then I always like to start around the edges. This allows me to see exactly how much paint I have on my brush. It also helps me to remove any excess. And then once you get that down, you can just start to slowly go back and forth. To start with less, you can always add more. Now I have a good amount of the silver down, so next I'm going to go in and do the same thing with the white. Don't be afraid to layer the colors either. If you feel like you get too much of the white on or too much of the silver on, you can always go back over with the other color. If you feel like you get too much of both of the colors on there, you can always go back and do a little dry brushing with your base color. My base is all dry and I'm very pleased with the end result. I really like the mixture of all three of those colors. It definitely gives me the feeling of winter, cold and snowy. Very pretty. My Let It Snow is all nice and dry too. I am still getting just a little bit of fallout, so that's why I have this piece of paper down. I'm going to turn this over. You're also going to need some of these small wood blocks that you can pick up at Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square section. And I'm going to be attaching these onto the back. You want to make sure that you have enough that it gives proper support. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm going to attach those And I'm going to do that by using a combination of the wood glue and hot glue. Now I want to let those set up for a little bit. And while that's happening, I'm going to get this ready. This is an LED light set, and this is blue. And I like this one. They have little small lights, and the wires are nice and thick. They are battery operated, and it says for indoor use only. If you do use this type of lights on it, you need to keep it inside. I put the batteries in. These require 2 AA batteries, and you will need a small screwdriver set because there is a small screw here that you need to take out to be able to get in there. And this is what it looks like. You want to make sure that they work, and I did choose to use blue light. Now this is where I want to come off the top, because I'm going to hide my battery pack behind the back, and I'm planning on putting a bow at the top so that will hide the black cord. But I want to start at this end. So you need to think about your path, how you're going to lay that out so that you end up here at the top. So I'm going to start over here and work my way down, across, up, and then over. It doesn't have to be really even. I just need to make sure there's light, especially on both sides and a little bit in the middle. And to attach these, I'm going to hot glue them down. Now if you have a high temp hot glue gun, you need to be careful, because if your glue is too hot, you will melt the wires. So what I do is put down a little dab of hot glue and give it a second to cool before you lay your light in. I'm going to turn these off while I do this. And then just lay your light in. Use the little blocks to help you kind of guide your wire where you need it, because you don't want to see it from the front. And then just slowly work your way through and place your little lights. And if you need to, just add a little dab to hold it out of the way. I'm going to get my lights on, and then I'll be back. I have all my lights attached, and I'm really happy with that. They all still work, so we are good to go. I'm just going to push this aside for a minute. I'm really happy with the background here, but there's one more thing I want to add to this to give it a little bit more character. I have one of these white Crafter Square metallic markers. I do like these. They work rather well. And just about a ½ inch down from the edge all the way around, I just want to put a little kind of like stitching. I just want to add a little bit more something something. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be super even. Just try to get it about the same distance. I like that. I think it just adds a little bit something something to the background. Okay, and now I'm ready to attach my Let It Snow. Look at how pretty that looks. I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to attach this the same way using the wood glue and hot glue. Just eye it, get it down. Make sure you have contact. Now to attach our battery pack here, I like to use these fastener dots that you can get at Dollar Tree over in the office section, office supply, school supply. And you get 20 pairs and they are Velcro. So they come on a sheet like this and then they match up. Now the side that has a little screw on it, that's the side that's going to face out. So you want to flip it over and put them on the back. You want to make sure that you still have access to those batteries. And this battery pack is kind of heavy, so I'm going to use several here. Okay, and just take that, feed it over to the back, and then go ahead and attach it to your back. Okay, now that's not going to go anywhere. You can easily turn your lights on and off. And that'll be secure in the back, and if you need a little bit more excess room to change that, you can always remove it. So we're going to work on the bow now. This is the ribbon that I've chosen. You're also going to need half a pipe cleaner. Now I picked this up at Costco. Costco always has really nice Christmas ribbon every year, and this is 1.5 inches at 50 feet. I picked this up last year and I believe it was $6.98 last year. It went up this year. It was $8.49 for them this year, but that's still a really great deal. And I absolutely love those colors. I think it matches our sign perfectly. So for our bow, you're going to need a piece of ribbon cut at about 8.5 inches, one cut at 14 inches, and one cut at 16 inches. You want to start with the longest, find the center, and pinch. Bring one end in. You want to cross that center by about 1 inch and pinch. Do the same thing with the other side. Okay. Take the next one, 14 inches, and do the same thing. Find the center and pinch. And then bring each end in. Then you take your smaller bow and place it on top of your larger bow. And this piece is going to be your tail. I want short tails on this, so just fold that in half, pinch in the middle, and then place that on the back. You want to make sure that the knife side is facing up. Take your pipe cleaner and wrap it right around the center. pull to the back. Make sure you get a good grip, pinch, and give a good twist. Open up your bow. So you'll have 2 loops on each side. If your loops aren't even, all you have to do is go down to where they come out and pull. Just make sure that you're pulling the right one so you don't pull it apart. And if your loops don't lay right, you go right down to where they come out and open it up. That's where you want to do your main adjusting, and then just fluff out your loop. Nice, cute, simple little bow. I'm going to dovetail my ends here, and all you have to do is fold them together. You cut from the fold down to the wire edge. It gives you a nice little dovetail. Give another twist or 2 there at the base, and then trim off any excess pipe cleaner. And fold down those ends. So the bow came out really cute. I'm very happy with that. But before we attach it, I want to put a hanger here on the back of my sign. And I'm just going to use a pipe cleaner. Okay, so I just kind of bent it like that. And now I'm going to glue down my little ends here, and then I'll use that to hang it. Okay, so now I'm going to attach my bow here at the top. Now I don't want to glue it right onto my wire. I want to glue it, my wire's actually a little off center, which is perfect because I'm going to glue it right in the middle there onto the board. And then that way it will hide my cord, but be right in the middle of the sign. And there you go, we are all done. I'm really happy with the final project. Now, of course, you can always put this on a wreath if you'd like, or hang it on your wall. You could also set it up on your mantle, whichever you prefer. But I like that little bow. I think it's so cute. It perfectly hides the wire. Makes it nice and easy to turn it on and off. And look at how pretty that looks. Let me get the lights. I think that looks so pretty all lit up. And I absolutely love that snow on the Let It Snow. It gives it just that little bit of extra sparkle that it needed. Such a pretty light up sign. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show me some love in the comments. This really does help support my channel. Thanks again for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. You have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.